It's day 12 of our Topdeck Tour, and we're waking up in Christchurch, a city that's risen from the ashes. But before our tour group heads to Franz Josef, I've snuck out early to explore an eerie area called the Red Zone. The Red Zone consists of 600 hectares of vacant land, which was once a thriving residential suburb. In 2011, the Red Zone was hit the hardest by the devastating earthquakes, which caused widespread destruction, and the land was deemed too unstable for rebuilding. The government purchased the land from the residents and cleared away the rubble. Other than that, the area has remained largely untouched. It's a surreal experience, riding through the empty streets on my Lime scooter, imagining the lives once lived here.
So it's pretty cool as you drive through the Red Zone. It's like just like a big park basically. But all the trees that you see here look like they're all introduced trees, you know, and they're all trees that were in people's backyards and front yards. Coming up to an original park. Hard to imagine what this place would have been like before the earthquake, and it would have been just houses surrounding this area, like suburban houses. Yeah, right in the middle of the Red Zone now. Crazy. Mum's probably looking at this like, that needs steaming, that needs steaming. Very unkept grounds around here. Kind of does look like they mow though. Lots of land. Lots of vacant land. Oof. All you can hear is birds chirping, giving back to Mother Nature. Holy shit, I gotta fucking watch where I'm going, eh? I just ran into this massive pothole on the scooter. Really went over the bars, boy. Woo! Alright, I think that's the Red Zone anyway. Not quite as dramatic as I was expecting, but still pretty cool. There's the end of the road there. They've got piles of rocks to keep people out, or keep cars from driving down there. That's the Red Zone for you. Now I've got to hightail it back to the hotel, have some brekkie, pack my stuff up, and then we're on to Franz Josef. Not too much going on today. I think just mostly travelling. Should be about maybe a 6-hour journey.
We are about halfway from Christchurch to Franz Josef. Stopping at this little gas station. And so far I've been liking the scenery and the South Island. It's been pretty cool. It's more mountainous and sort of more what I had in my head New Zealand was going to look like. So yeah, more mountainous, more bush. I feel like the North Island was just so many just like rolling hills, but like not massive hills. Just like a lot of green, sort of grass agriculture, a lot of sheep. But yeah, here's a lot more scenic, mountainous. Yeah, loving that side of it so far. Might as well take the time to show you the bus.
We've made it to Hokitika, so on our way from Christchurch to Franz Josef region. So Hokitika is the main place where the traditional jade greenstone, or the, how do you say, pawpaw rock? Pawpaw stone?
Pawpaw stone.
Yeah, pawpaw stone comes out of, and this is where they do a lot of carving as well. And this is going to be the first time seeing a west coast beach. So now we're on the west coast, and apparently the beaches here are a lot more windy and blustery and colder compared to the east side. So kind of similar to like Scottish beaches, I suppose, according to the tour guide. So we're just walking up to one of the beaches now. Have a geese, have a gander. Ah, not a beach, it's an inlet. What do you see out there, mate? I'm about to win another race. About to win another race. Yeah.
So amazing.
Oh, some waves.
Really?
That's actually not a bad break right there. That's pretty good. Alright. First time looking at the west coast. As you can imagine, the waters are murky, just like everywhere else where there is ocean in New Zealand. And here we have shed loads of driftwood. So that's pretty cool. Make a big bonfire out of that, I'll tell you what.
As we make our way down to Hokitika Beach, you can see the effect the Hokitika River has on the shoreline here. The beach is littered with driftwood and interesting stones. And the water, turbulent and muddy from the river sediment. Not so inviting, on this day at least. We've made our way to Franz Josef, a picturesque small town surrounded by towering rainforests, majestic mountains, and the frozen Franz Josef Glacier. This place is a haven for nature lovers and adventure seekers alike. Other than that, there's fuck all to the town. We're sussing out our accommodation, and I couldn't help but feel it was designed for hobbits instead of full-sized humans.
Alright, let's have a gaze at this tiny accommodation. Look at this. This is pretty tough living. This is the one place you can put your suitcase. So open up. So pretty tough. So this is our accommodation. That's our accommodation in Franz Josef. So Franz Josef, I believe, was German explorer who discovered this glacier that's just near here. And basically there's not really anything to this town other than a couple of helicopter facilities and an aeroplane service that takes you up to the glacier that's near here. But yeah, I just wanted to fire up the camera and show how light it is. It's bloody 9 PM and I want to go to sleep. Absolutely ridiculous. It is very light still. But we got good views. See the mountain there. And apparently Lara went up and found some tunnels on the side of the mountain in the rainforest. Apparently she was like walking for 10 minutes through the tunnel, but yeah, you can't make it all the way through the side, like through the other side, so you got to turn around and come back. And what else about this place? Apparently it is the most southern rainforest in the world. Yeah, so just winding down for day 11. Didn't really do too much, just basically travelled here. So we travelled from the east coast to the west coast now, and so that was about 6 hours in the bus, and about time for bed. So everything's been cancelled today, day 12, due to bad weather. So we've got some time to kill, so we're going to go check out this lake. Mountains in the background. So our tour guide Cowboy was saying that this is an especially reflective lake, so it's also called Mirror Lake. And apparently there's things in the trees and everything that leach down into the water that make it super reflective. So there you go. Hopefully, apparently he was saying best conditions is no wind, is when it's the most reflective. So hoping the weather conditions are kind to us in that regard. On our way to Lake Matheson. I'm running. I've broken away from the group, broken away from the peloton, so I can enjoy the views unencumbered by females. Oh, it's looking good. I don't know if that's it, but it's looking good if that's it, because that's not too windy. So I think we could be lucky. Beautiful lush rainforest around here. Everything's covered in greenery and moss. Very nice. I'm on the search for the view of views. Come on now. Let's see what we can find. See what I just did there? That's called a snot rocket. Regan from the group told me that one, and I like it. Coming up to the view of views. Where are you, view of views? Staircase to heaven. I'm on my way, baby. I'm on my way. Yes. This is what we've been waiting for, baby. Cue photographs. Boom.
As I arrive at the view of views, the wind dies down, revealing a glassy canvas. This mesmerising spot has been a favourite among travellers and photographers for centuries, and it's not hard to see why. Mirror Lake, or Lake Matheson, has a unique geology, and a combination of water acidity from vegetation, glacier sediment, low water flow, and protection from the wind all contribute to the lake's mirror-like waters. As I gaze out over the reflective water, the surrounding mountains rise majestically in the distance. The Southern Alps, part of the enchanting Mount Cook National Park. Their rugged peaks, still capped with snow, stretch skyward, enhancing the beauty of this dreamlike location.
Oh no!
Nearly died.
After nearly snapping my leg at Lake Matheson, we head to our next side quest on our way to Queenstown, stopping in at Thunder Creek Falls. This stunning 96-metre waterfall is a breathtaking sight, and is also home to a fascinating optical illusion. The trick to achieving the optical illusion is to focus directly on the falls, then slowly pan your gaze to the left or the right. The group reported different things, but for me, it was as if the rock face and the trees were on a conveyor belt working in opposite directions either side of the falls. This phenomenon is called motion parallax, which is a fancy way of saying brain confusion.
Back on the bus.
Yeah.
Ah, we're always late, Lara. It's always you. Just made it to Wanaka. quaint little town in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty amazing. We've got this amazing lake and we're surrounded by mountains. Let's go for a swim with the ducks. Feels like we're at the beach. Not really sand though, it's all rocky. The water, needless to say, the water is freaking cold. Ooh.
I'd gotten my first taste of swimming in a freshwater lake in New Zealand. You could be mistaken for thinking you were swimming in the ocean, except for the subtle difference of the sand being made of rock instead of shell particles, and the not so subtle briskness of the water, a mere 10 degrees Celsius. That's 10 degrees colder than the ocean. We then went 2 minutes down the road to check out the Wanaka Lake tree, the most Instagrammable tree in New Zealand. Remarkably, this willow tree had a strong life force because it started life as a fence post. In the 1930s, a farmer drove the tree branch into the ground, but he did not expect it to take root, form into a tree, and become a tourist attraction decades later. At first, I was struggling to see what the hype was about, to be honest.
There is a tree in the lake and there's lots of tourists around it. That is unreal, can't believe my eyeballs. What am I seeing right now? Don't worry about the mountains in the distance. Just worry about the tree that's growing in the lake. That is crazy shit. Good on to the girls, they love the attention. There's been a serious lack of penis on the bars. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel, so they'll take what they can get.
The gang then mounted each other before hopping back on the bus, and we were well on our way to the adventure capital of New Zealand, Queenstown. Along the way, we got a chance to appreciate the depth and the vastness of some of New Zealand's lakes in the South Island. I was thinking, this lake is so big, it's a small ocean. I wasn't far off, as Lake Wanaka stretches 45 kilometres and reaches depths of 300 metres.
Jeez, after spending like 8 hours on the bus, we've made it to Queenstown. Just checked into our accommodation called Nomads. So it's a backpackers that we stayed at Rotorua, I believe. And the rooms aren't too bad. Bit more floor space, but unfortunately Topdeck made a mistake and we're bunking. We've got a couple of randoms in our room. So that's a little bit hey yarn. Got to make sure our stuff is locked up. Met this guy, Asian guy. He's seems harmless enough. But yeah, from what I've seen of this town so far, it reminds me a lot of Topdeck, which we stopped past, which has the largest lake in New Zealand. This also has a large lake, but the scenery is just phenomenal around it. It's just surrounded by massive mountains. It's a little bit different to what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but Cowboy, our tour guide, was saying you could just walk around and explore the city and you'd be done within half an hour. So everything's real close to get to, so that's cool. So I think the idea was we're going to check out the Queenstown hill hike, which is about 3 k's up and then 3 k's back, which goes to up the mountain. That's real close. We're weaving our way through the suburbs of Queenstown, and this hill is bloody steep. What degrees do you think this hill's at?
20, 15?
We don't know degrees, but it's very steep. I reckon maybe 45.
Maybe.
Look at the state of that. It's getting real.
He's 30.
This is getting really real. I reckon surely the fucking trail's not this steep. But we've been blessed with some
nice weather today, so we may as well make the most of it. The weather might be shit house for the rest, so we're going for it, baby. We've been on the bus all day, so we're earning our dinner. Me and Lara are the soldiers of the group. Fit couple. Fit couple goers. Oh man, my Achilles feel like they're about to pop. Woo!
We need spikes.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, I'll go give my Achilles a rest for a sec. Oh, I'm gonna walk backwards. Yeah. Walking backwards up this hill as the go. Oh, burns the quads in a different way though. Woo! Look at that baby town. Very ambitious, which means small in German. Very ambitious. Oh.
Look, the boats.
Look at that tourist. Here we go, 1.5 hours. Yeah, I don't need to read that because we're on time crunch. This is no joke. We're gonna make it up and down this mountain before it gets dark and before the wolves come out and the bears and the weasels and the drop possums.
No drop koalas here.
Yeah. Midway along the hike, Lara and I came across an interesting area where people seem to be stacking stones in interesting ways. We thought we'd join in the festivities and take a leap of faith, building our first house together. Aww. I reckon we're about just over halfway. This is a steep incline. They said it wasn't going to be that hard. It's slightly hard, but I'm harder, baby. Yeah. I was just saying to Lara, one good quote I like is, learn how to rest when you're tired, not quit. So I like that quote. Merry Christmas. Alright. So apparently this sculpture up here signifies the end of the Queenstown hill hike. So let's have a gaze at it. Woo! Yeah, baby. Oh, that was fucking hard. But look at our reward. This is our reward, baby. This is New Zealand. So apparently, according to the signs, it takes 1 hour, or an hour to an hour and a half. It took us 1 hour, and we've done this extra little bit, and we started our time from the city. So basically, we're just fit as f. Look at that, they're built tough in Germans. They're built tough in Germany, I tell you what. Now we start our descent onto Queenstown, get some food, get some kai, as the Maldives say. Maybe meet up with the friends or do our own thing. This is living. Looking for somewhere to eat. It's crazy. I think we're as far south of the South Island as we're going to go. So it's almost 9:30 at the moment. And it's still pretty light outside. Just gone dusk. So it's pretty crazy. It feels like it's 6:30 p.m. It's Friday night in Queenstown and it is bustling. This is where everyone in the South Island has been hiding, in this little Queenstown. Got a juggler. People watching the sun set. we caught up with the gang at a pizza place called Fat Badgers. If you find yourself in Queenstown, I strongly recommend you check them out, because just like my Johnson, the pizzas aren't just cheesy and delicious, they're frickin' ginormous. Alright, that's a wrap. Click the video here to find out why they call Queenstown the adventure capital of New Zealand. I'll catch you on the next one.
That's a big pizza, man.